It's like if the company that makes Sour Patch Kids had their own battle pass and you had to pay $30 for that battle pass. But in order to gain enough points to get a reward from it, you had to go out and still buy items. So you had to buy like 15 things before you get one pack of all yellow Sour Patch Kids.
Taste buds.
Yellow. Okay, probably the worst flavor in my opinion. Whose mans would buy into that? What is up everyone, my name is FMSorcerer, and today I've got to talk about something new coming to the game that has a lot of potential, and the concept isn't that bad, but the way that it's being executed, in my opinion, and it seems like a lot of other people's opinions, is just not that good. Wizard101 is adding basically a battle pass, and that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty cool and it has a lot of potential, but we've got to talk about how they're carrying about it, because honestly, KingsOwl, y'all are tripping a little bit. Like, you sure you haven't just gotten back from like a little college party? Like, y'all ain't partiers? Are you sure you're not? Because if you're partiers, I'll totally understand. It will make a lot more sense. If you're wondering what this new battle pass is and how it will relate to everything in the game, essentially it is being incorporated with a lot of the new events that Wizard101 has been adding. The Decathlon and the Spiral Showcase, which is pretty cool because it gives you stuff for just doing things in the game now. And then the new Beast Moon Hunt. So basically with all of these events, you earn points based on like how long you play them and just, I guess, how well you do. It says like win a match, you get like 3 points, it seems like, which honestly, that's not that many, and that kind of ties in already to the base of like this battle pass. Yeah, this battle pass, it's in test room right now, and you can just see right here what it will have to offer. It'll have different rewards at different tiers, and there's like 3 pages of tiers, which is pretty cool, right? But here's where we already start with the problem with this battle pass. When you go to buy it, it costs 7,500 crowns for members and then 15,000 crowns for non-paying members. So if we do some math, you know what I'm saying, some little quick math, 7,500 crowns for members is essentially at best $20 that you'd have to pay, both online and for the card in real life, because you'd have to pay $20 to get those 10,000 crowns that you need. Now, if we're talking for non-paying members, then you're basically spending $30 in order to get this battle pass, because you'd have to buy enough crowns to have 15,000, and in order to do that online, you would have to buy 3 things of 5,000 crowns, which would cost you $30, or in real life, you would have to buy a $20 card plus a $10 card, which would get you 15,000 crowns. So $30 already up front is ridiculous. The reason why this is such a dumb price system is for the simple fact that, first off, this idea is getting straight swapped from Fortnite and other games like Fortnite that have been inspired by Fortnite to begin with. Second off, Fortnite's battle pass only costs around, I believe, $10, $15 at worse, and that is just absolutely ridiculous when you compare a 10-year-old game asking for double that amount, and that's not even like how you pay for the entire game. I mean, Wizard101 is not free to play. Fortnite is. There's a reason why battle passes exist. Games that are free to play are usually the ones that have these battle pass systems, because they're a way of making some extra money for those games and giving back really cool rewards that are actually worth it to the player base. Wizard101 charging us for this battle pass in order to get some rewards that aren't even that great, which I'm gonna get into in a moment, is very much like, okay, let's say y'all know the paper towel company Bounty, right? It's as if Bounty had like a battle pass or whatever that you could sign up for, and up front you had to pay $50 in order to join that battle pass, and you're expecting some rewards. However, you still have to pay money in order to get the rewards that you get from that battle pass, similar to this new battle pass that Wizard101 has, where you still have to participate and grind in events to gain points in order to even get the rewards in the first place. So let's say Bounty offers this $50 battle pass, but you still have to buy 20 items to get 1 paper towel roll. What? Now, FM, how does that make sense? How does any of that make sense? Well, let me show you guys. All right, this battle pass that Wizard101 has implemented requires you to grind for these points in order to get these different rewards, but the rewards are absolute filthy trash garbage. Thanks! I'm just trying to help KingsIsle. I want them to watch this video and I want them to hear me out. I'm going to have some cool suggestions in a moment, but I really think that we need to talk about how bad some of these rewards are. 1,000 gold for the first like 30 points that you gain, okay? And we already saw earlier that it's a little bit hard to gain these points. We've got to grind for this stuff, and we already have to pay for this thing, okay? Why do we have to pay more than we have to pay for Fortnite, a free-to-play game, for this, and we grind still and only get like 1,000 gold at the lowest tier?
Imagine paying $20 for free currency.
Only get like rewards from the decathlon pack, which it's cool, okay, it helps with the decathlon, but no one cares about that type of stuff. Only get one Pandemonium Horror pack. One. In my opinion, if I were to make another comparison, it's like if the company that makes Sour Patch Kids had their own battle pass and you had to pay $30 for that battle pass, but in order to gain enough points to get a reward from it, you had to go out and still buy items. So you had to buy like 15 things before you get one pack of all yellow Sour Patch Kids.
Taste buds.
Yellow. Okay, probably the worst flavor in my opinion. Whose mans would buy into that? Probably someone, because there's people out there who buy into anything. As we saw with the Crowns Reward event, people actually paid for that. And honestly, this is cool. I love this concept. I see lots of potential for KingsIsle to add some cool rewards for this battle pass system, but right now they're just not taking advantage of it to its fullest extent. What rewards, you may be asking, FM? What rewards? For one, I think a few rewards that they could start off with are some that are already kind of here, but you know, a little bit changed. Like for instance, it's cool that they offer us packs, but they only offer one. Like once again, why are we only getting one pack? This is very similar to the Crowns Reward event, by the way, where we would only get like one pack after spending a load of crowns. That literally makes no sense. If I wanted a pack, I would just open up the crown shop and just buy one myself. And on top of that, these are packs that no one even cares about. Here's how I would fix it. Okay, here's what I would do. I would make it so that the packs that we get from this battle pass are lore packs only. Why? Because that gives us a chance to get lore spells at least when we open those packs. Offer lore packs in the Scroll of Fortune at every single reward where you have these decathlon and reagent packs that no one cares about. The gold, for instance, that's a good idea, but why are we only getting 1,000? Gold is a free currency. It literally makes no sense for them to be super cheap and only give us 1,000 gold. It's as if Earth had a battle pass and our reward was 50 extra breaths. I literally have breathed more than 200 times in the amount of time that I've made this video so far, probably. And I know these analogies are really, really extreme, but it's the only way I can compare it, because there's not many games out there like Wizard101 where they're super outdated but also still being really stingy. And the next thing that I would do is I would give us some very new and unique cool rewards, such as gear, okay, at each tier. And it does not, and it should not be stat-based gear. We don't need any more broken garbage that is pay to win. What we need is some really, really cool stitches that people would love to rock that you give us at each tier. And it should not just be one robe or one hat. It should be sets of gear that you can collect at every so tier. So let's say if you're at like tier, I don't know, you're still at tier 1, but you get to like the 5th reward, you can start off with a robe, and then you get right here, you get the hat, and then you get right here, you get the boots, and there you go, you have a full set. But then it continues on each page with different sets that different people can get. We don't need a bunch of mindless zombies walking around wearing the same old gear for the next 10 months until you guys decide to add one cool item piece. This battle pass is basically what Fortnite and other games do, and what they give us are skins, and the equivalent to skins in Wizard101 is gear, something that looks cool that people want to wear so that they can look unique and different. It is not that hard for KingsIsle to make new gear every so often and for them to give it to us, and not just the battle pass but some of these events too. So I know they added it for the Beast Moon Hunt, but they should continue instead of just adding stuff and only ever doing that. Like, as you continue to update the events, update the gear that we get. As you continue to update the battle pass, update the gear that we get. We should get more and more gears so that we have a large amount of different gear that people are walking around wearing. Add some rare wands, some rare robes that have been in the game many years ago, like in the beta, that you guys have never brought back. and make it something that somebody can get for already having to pay at the bare minimum if they're a members player $30, because they pay $10 a month. And if they're a crowns player, then who knows how many, because they might have bought 60,000 crowns already to support your game. A few other things that I would add are giving us expanded friend space and backpack space at certain tiers. Once you get here to like tier 3, 500 points or whatever, you get 100 extra friends list space. An expand backpack elixir should be in here too. And then lastly, I would add exclusive features for people who pay for this battle pass. Exclusive features that aren't game breaking or things that are gonna just like completely be pay to win. Stuff like having unique exclusive wallpapers from this battle pass. You can only get it if you bought the Scroll of Fortune. Stuff like that. Fortnite, I suggest that KingsIsle looks at their battle pass to see exactly how it works. You get unique loading screens in between games and stuff, and you only get that from the battle pass. Give people a feature that's super random. I don't know, like getting to have their name gold instead of blue. That way when people are in the comments and see someone with a gold name, they're like, wait, how's that guy's name gold? And someone else is like, oh, it's because they pay for the battle pass. And then that person may consider getting the battle pass themselves. This one would be really cool, giving us unique spell animations for some of the basic spells in the game. Like Firecat, it would be really cool if you got your own alternative animation for the spell if you pay for the battle pass. They could make new animations for some of the older spells and even some of the updated spells, and only people who buy the battle pass can get those animations. And when you fight other people in the game, those people get to see the animation, but they don't have it for their spells themselves. And Fortnite and other games where it's a shooter and you have guns, you get weapon skins and you only have that. Other people can see it, they can look, but they can't touch because they don't pay. Wizard101 should have stuff like that. Our own unique spell animations because we pay for the battle pass. Spells like Stormlord, that would be really cool. I mean, stuff like this would really improve this battle pass. And I don't want to scare KingsIsle off in this video, you know, just to back them away. Oh no, this guy's, he's not family friendly, we can't watch this. But I mean, I seriously think this is a really cool idea, and I want KingsIsle to listen and to improve on a lot of this stuff. But I also don't want to seem like it's not a big deal that, one, this thing is kind of overpriced when you really think about it, and two, the rewards are some straight garb. Like, no one cares about getting these reagents. I mean, they may be really helpful in the events. I mean, triple animus elixir, that's pretty good for if you do monstrology, or the decathlon runes, that's pretty good if you've really been grinding the decathlon. But no one cares about that when they're paying for this thing. And then stuff like this, a 7-day mount at like one of the top tiers, a 1-day mount. Why are we getting 7-day and 1-day mounts when we're having to pay 7,500 crowns at minimum for this thing, when you could literally buy a permanent mount for gold? It doesn't make sense at all. On top of that, they added stuff like the gardening elixir and the double pet XP elixir, but it literally makes no sense for this stuff to be here but only be an hour or 3 hours when we get it for 3 days by being members and still having to pay anyway. Don't even get me started on the fact that they're having us now have to really just rely on these things in order to get double gardening, considering the fact that we were promised as members to have double gardening every once in a while. Doesn't make any sense. But honestly, those are my suggestions. I really think that KingsIsle could greatly improve on this thing if they take some of the ideas that I had in this video and implement them in this system. Once again, I think it's a really cool idea. I know a lot of people may just think that this is a greasy move by KingsIsle that is greedy or whatever, but honestly, it's not a bad idea because I see potential where we can get really cool things back from this. But in my opinion right now, none of the stuff is cool. And I'm gonna be honest with you right now. Like, I'm gonna be straight up, Chief. I'm not gonna buy this thing when it comes out. Like, I'm not. Oh my god! Oh jeez! Oh my god! Oh, unless they change the rewards or add some really cool stuff, I'm not gonna buy this. So hopefully KingsIsle takes a lot of my advice for this new battle pass. If you guys want to see them change the Scroll of Fortune and add a lot of the stuff that I was talking about and you agree, then let's try to reach 100 likes. Drop a like if you want them to listen and hear us out. Again, there's a lot of potential for this thing, but not gonna buy it, Chief. And yeah, if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, and other than that, I will catch you on the next one. Keep it 5.
I won't cancel, I set examples. They say, Casey, you too lit, like this is just a sample. Taking perkies by the hands full, I get my bands full. Got a thotty in distress, I made that bitch my damsel. Pull up on them, blew my bands up, we throw no hands up. Smoking boofy, got my grams up, we getting jammed up. Told that bitch to be my dancer, I feel like Prancer. We get money through the transfer, this life the answer. Pull up on them, I go dummy bitch. You know we run up, bitch, post it with the gang, we cooling out, we counting hundreds, bitch. Hit so many licks, I think I probably hit 100 licks. I'ma send out shots until I hear 100 clicks. Do.